Hey everyone, just pulled up to the trailhead. Super excited about this video because I don't know if you can see it back there, but today I actually get to test ride the Pivot Mach 4 SL. Super excited about this. I was pumped ever since they announced this new bike, so I finally get to test ride it today. So I'll let you guys know my thoughts and opinions on this bike, and I'm gonna get suited up and ready to ride. So just for a quick frame of reference, I've been riding the Pivot Mach 4 for about a little over a year now, and so I am comparing this to their Mach 4. And the Mach 4 has 130 millimeters of travel up front and 115 in the rear. It also has the tire size is 27.5, whereas this one has 29-inch wheels with 120 millimeters of travel in the front and 100 millimeters of travel in the rear. And to be honest, you can tell a difference, especially up front with that extra 10 millimeters of travel on my Mach 4. But this thing definitely feels like it has more travel than what's advertised. You think only 100 millimeters in the rear. I've taken it off some jumps and I haven't even come close to bottoming this thing out. It's got the DW Link suspension. It helps it make it feel like it has more travel than it really does. And the DW Link is extremely efficient with the pedaling. I mean, I don't feel any bob when I pedal, and so there's a plus there. And again, this thing is just blowing my mind. So I'm gonna jump back on it, ride it a little bit more and have some more fun. So I'm on the more budget-friendly build. This is their XT XTR build, and so it does not have the Fox valve system that comes on the more expensive models, but this one does have lockout both front and rear. A couple of things that I'm really enjoying right off the bat compared to my Mach 4 is the fact that there's ample room for a water bottle. You can even fit an extra large water bottle if you want. With my Mach 4, I actually had to end up flipping the shock around because there wasn't enough room for a water bottle. It's an extremely tight fit and I had to get a side loading cage. So it's awesome to have room for a water bottle, yet it still has a really low standover height. So that's one of the things that I love about Pivot is that the standover height is extremely low. And when I compare it to my Mach 4, I think I like this one a little bit more. Wife's not going to be happy about that because this is the more I ride it, the more I want it. I'm going to leave a link in the description with all the specs and the geometry and all that kind of stuff, so you can geek out over that if you want. And I'm actually at one of the rock rolls that was in the promo video of this bike, so it's kind of cool. You get to see the pros ride it. I'm going to set my camera up and ride down this and try it down happy ending. So I just got done test riding the new Pivot Mach 4 SL, and man, my overall thoughts on that thing is that bike is amazing. I'm comparing it to the Pivot Mach 4, which is their 27.5-inch wheel. And honestly, about a year ago when I bought the Pivot Mach 4, I was torn between the Pivot Mach 4 and the Pivot Mach 4 2.9 SL, and I went with the Mach 4 because just something about the 429 SL didn't quite feel right. I can't pinpoint it. It just, I don't know, I preferred the Mach 4. Had this bike been in the running, I would have definitely picked this bike. If I could switch my Mach 4 with this bike, I think I would. This bike has a little bit less travel, but it makes up for it in everything else. This bike accelerates unbelievably fast. I was surprised that I mean, every ounce of effort you put into that pedal stroke transfers into the bike and you accelerate extremely quickly. It did extremely well on all the cornering. Unbelievable at climbing. I had a little bit less confidence in the descending on this one than I do on the Pivot Mach 4. Maybe it's due to the fact I'm just a little bit more comfortable on that bike. Maybe it's because it has a little bit more travel. Other than that though, this bike is absolutely amazing. So yeah, this bike is right up my alley as far as riding style goes. It's more XC oriented. It can still do the jumps and the drops, just nothing crazy. So if you're in the market for an XC bike, I would highly recommend you go to your local bike shop and test one of these out. I mean, it's absolutely amazing how well built this thing is. The frame is extremely stiff. Pedaling efficiency is just unbelievable. I can't say enough good things about it. I wish I had more time on it. I was only able to ride it for a couple of hours. But man, those couple of hours, it has me smiling right now. So it's a pretty magnificent bike. So Pivot, good job. You guys did well. Yeah, make sure that you guys like this video, share it with a friend, especially if they're in the market for an XC bike. You know, leave a comment. I want to know what you guys, if you've test ridden this bike before, what do you think about it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Is it worth the money? Would you put your money towards something else? Drop a comment below. I'd love to dialogue with you guys and just hear your thoughts on it. And make sure you're following me at Penny Pinching Cyclist over on Instagram and Facebook. And I will see you guys shortly with some more content.